earnings in our room. This will tell you the numbers of companies that are reporting today, and you'll see the entire week in a glance. One of those things that's important to take note of each week when you're coming into trade is look at this week at a glance, okay? There are 5 days, and there's always gonna be a day in there where you have the heaviest earnings day. This week happens to be tomorrow. So a note for tomorrow, Thursday trading. Again, tomorrow is Red Star News events in the morning as well. On top of that, it is a big, major earnings report day. It's going to be 582 companies reporting tomorrow. That is massive. Okay, now, do we really care if it's like 80 companies or 100 companies? Not really. But there are 2 weeks where there are major earnings reports coming out each quarter. And during those 2 weeks, there's really only 6 days that we care about. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that we adjust our strategies at the end of the day. So earnings report day coming in today. Huge day, so we know what the afternoon is going to be. We've got some early morning folks trading. Good screenshots here. What do we got here? First trade, Cypher Shark on a higher time frame. Targets 1, 2, and 3. Now I see what he's trading here. So we talked about this on Monday. So trap right here, price coming down, triple crown, and boom, straight to target 1. What do we know? Pop quiz time from Monday. When we go straight to target 1, what am I expecting? My expectation is we're getting targets 2 and 3 as well, right? So I'm looking for additional targets as we come into this direction. And even though this is the short side, we've got longs favorable, doesn't matter. It's a little bit less important there in the morning. And when you're reading a J-hook like this, the J-hook override on the direction. You guys understand why we're looking for targets 2 and 3 in this? If you do, type a 1. If you don't, type a 2. Let me make sure that you guys know, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. But that's a great trade there to start off the morning. And look at that. Targets 1, 2, and 3. Now I see why he held that out. Yep, J-hook went straight to target 1, so we expect targets 2 and 3 as well off of a J-hook. Excellent, excellent. That is a advanced level strategy right there. And Steve has been with us for over a year, so excellent work. Not surprised that he crushed that one. Excellent work there. For the first trade that I see from him there this morning. Oh, somebody else took it. He's not the only one. Look at this. Who is this one? Remel. Remel's almost, I think he's about the same time. He's been here with us about a year as well. That is a very nice trade there. He's got his runner on there. I'm sure he had more contracts on than that, but he's riding his runner all the way down. Excellent work. Now this is, you'll notice his stop is right here. He's moved his stop all the way down. So he's locked in his profit all the way down to target 1 right here at this point. And that is a nice exit for the final target there with a white cross on his channel that you can also see he drew in accurately. Excellent work from the Remel as well. Trader Scott took a quick short, few ticks, caught the J-hook on all 3 targets. Look at this guy. Now this guy's brand. Excellent work. He's taking it like a fish to water. Oh, look at his results already. 1,200. Is he 100%? 100%. 6 trades. 1,275. Excellent work there for Trader Scott. Newbie on the crew and still able to smash it. Headshot trade, one of my favorites. Steve is now taking the headshot right there. Let's look at that trade right there. This is what a headshot looks like if you haven't seen it. You can see the nice little pink head right there. You can see the sniper putting his crosshair on it. Bam, bam. We know from the coloring we're looking for a short. Look at the target right down below. Excellent identification. Took the screenshot, executed. Might have bailed maybe a couple of ticks early, but I can see why he did. We talked about this on Monday as well. What's right there? Pop quiz time. What is this sandy line, and why did he take this off early? This came from Sunday, right? So you guys should know what's up. Charles, is this the Omega room? Yes, the Alpha and the Omega. Absolutely. So that's a nice entry, and why did he bail right here early? Let's see who gets it. So that line right there, what is it? And did he bail properly on this? Like, I'm probably giving a few hints on that. So we have a little bit of a delay in the room, but I know. There we go. Joseph nailed it. The open. Yep, Super said it. The open. This is the open line. Now, while we attract to it, we also don't think we're going to go through it. Oftentimes, so many people think that that line is going to get hit. That thing will hover. All right, there's like, let's picture like a pocket of air that just lays across that open line, and it's about 4 to 6 ticks wide. okay? And the thing just, it's hard to get into it. Like there, it'll come to it, but it won't reach it. Exactly. It has a tendency to not reach it. Remo's exactly right. He's been with us for a while and he's seen it, right? If you've traded through that enough, you'll know that that line, the reason that we have it there, and you know that while we want to attract it to it like a magnet, there's also like this polar thing that kind of holds it away. So be careful on that. If you do start to turn right in front of it, then don't hold. However, let's see if it ended up cracking through. Oh, some other people took this trade as well. Look at you guys. Ryu's got it. Excellent. Now he's still holding it. Let's see how this works. This one actually got to the line. Okay, but look, it's starting to turn right there. Oftentimes these will just take off and go. So be careful with that. I'm kind of curious of this one. Did you guys get it? Did it go all the way through? Somebody got this target. Who's this one? That Trader Scott. You know, okay, to Trader Scott, his credit, he doesn't know any better. So Steve, the advanced trader, knows that you got to be careful with that line. Trader Scott only knows, Vinny says, you get in on the headshot and you want to target the PRZ gold box right down there. And look at this guy, just to the letter, just goes, I just do what I know. I do what I've been taught. He enters in up here, adding to position. That's very nice. And oh no, look, he took target one right here. So he's a 2 target there, but he's placed it already there. You know what? Props to the new guys. You got to hand it to the new folks. Being able to smash it, that is amazing, amazing work. Another guy. Look, all these guys getting this trade. This is a fantastic trade. Headshot, beautiful work, well executed. Everybody need to take that trade. Excellent work. JC, holy shnikes. JC already at the beginning of the day. Is this 10 o'clock? So by 10 a.m., he's at his 4K target, 45. 71%, and what's the profit factor? It's what always matters. 5.22 profit factor. Folks, if you don't know what profit factor is, that is like the ratio of the size of your winners to losers. That is amazing. If you don't know that, it's excellent work. All right, so sit on hands time. Excellent work here in the room. Look at these guys smashing these. Let's see what the setups are looking like. Talking through it in the room. Let's get to the afternoon session. Ursulon, let me talk about Ursulon. So Ursulon is at work, and he is actually the inventor of our remote mobile method for remoting into your home machine that is actually running AlgoBox with the beastie performance that we need, but remoting into it. From that does not look like a phone, unless that is a massive phone. I'm fairly certain that is a tablet. Somebody's gonna have to confirm for that. That's got to be a Mac tablet, right? Is that an iPad? Somebody's got to know what that is. Is that an iPad? I think it is. So remotes into his home machine and executes from work on his tablet, which is amazing. So when people are like, oh, Vinny, you know, is your system mobile? Now we pretty much say, yeah, it is. Thanks, Ursulon. And he's been smashing it. He's using the two chart method that I've been working on as well, and he kind of like reinforced that is positive, because if I said to myself, look, if he can do this remotely on an iPad or a phone, I'm fairly certain we can do 2 charts on a machine. It's an iPad? Okay, confirmed. Confirmed, it's an iPad. Amazing. All right, so what do we have here? We got 3 targets out, and let's see what was his reason. Took it in advance. Okay, so he said he jumped the gun on something. I'm not sure what he got on that. Almost a 2 finger. Okay, 2 finger. You can't see it in the screenshot, but this is a 2 finger short. Pfft, awesome. Excellent work, and you're going to exit before that green dot shows up. Bing! Perfection. Excellent work. Now he's at 5K after that trade. Here we go, Jamester, 1250, 85% profitable. The profit factor is 26. That's a little bit elusive, but basically he had nearly zero heat on all of his trades. Max Adverse Excursion, MAE, $50. The thing didn't even come against him 5 ticks on average. That's crazy. Excellent work. Less than 5 ticks. 4 tick heat. Awesome work, Jamester. Picking them out, picking them, hitting them. Okay, I said we are going to get to the afternoon. Let's do it. What is this one? Rewatching the video now. on the mesh zones. Yes. Okay, so talking about trading the edges and how we trade them, we never move off the first touch. That's an excellent video. Which video was that one? That was lesson 5. Wait, is it? It's the MacV. I'm not sure which one that channel one was, but excellent work. All right, so again, we got people in training. We got people, you know, in all different stages as they come through our crew. And of course, our 120-day program, 40, 40, 40, 3 sets of 40 days to get live. All right, so here's me coming in the afternoon. I was out in the morning dealing with stuff at the house. Okay, we got a little retail run action. So if you haven't seen my retail run, special shout outs to Jasper, who is in another room. The guy really likes calling trades, so we appreciate when he starts making trade calls. And then when his buddies jump in, we use a little strategy called retail run. And when they start barking, we kind of know what the retail sentiment is. And when we get a signal on the opposite side, we double down on that position and we take advantage of their stops. There's a polite way to say that. All right, so we smashed the first set of trades. Where is this one? Okay, so this was a beautiful screenshot right here. We did not just have one in the jigsaw shill room. We had 1, 2, and 3. We had a trifecta of retail traders calling a position. This guy was bold enough to call the number at the time at 1:17 p.m. Expecting to roll to the downside. Gonna go test 28.50. I'll just tell you that this is basically short. Okay, they were all at this room. They were all calling, hey, we're looking short. It feels like the market's going short. And why I say feels like, it's because that's what they do. Okay, they feel like it's going short. Fantastic. That's all I want to hear. 2 of them in agreement. Remember, our rules are 2 retailers in agreement in a direction, willing to call it, which means ego, and they're ready to go in that direction. They put their money on the line. Fantastic. That means they're not, look, if they're bold enough to say it out loud, that means a lot of people all around the world are thinking the same things they are. They're feeling that direction, which means they are less likely to go to the other side. And when we ride the other side, we know we are on the proper side. That makes sense? Everybody kind of understand how the retail run thing works. If you don't know how the retail run strategy works, type me a 2. If you know how it works, let's see some 1s coming there in the room. So I'll make sure you guys know what's up, and that means that I have trained you well. And yes, we did cha-ching. So they were calling shorts. We got our long signals, and we started taking alongside. Adam did as well. We rode this all the way up into the ladder there for a couple targets. So for me, right off the bat, they basically loaded up our coffers pretty well right off the bat. Very, very easy. Yes, the retail confluence, that's a great way to use it. You need retail confluence. I actually like that. Retail run. I do retail run because I'm like, you see where retail is going and we want to run it the other direction is where that comes from. But I like that. Retail confluence, Eric. Much more professional. Retail confluence strategy. I'm going to do a new video and I'm going to call it that. How about that? Okay. So we go in. That's our first set there actually during the lunch break there. Adam was also initiating that, hey, we also have a blue dot. That is a massive power dot right there. Tough spot is we got Christmas, right? What does this tell us? We got Christmas going on. We know we're going to be in some chop. This just doubles down the fact that we're going to get some chop coming up. Your feelings nearly always sabotage your trading. That is true. That is what's typical, and most traders will kind of go that direction and dive in on a direction. And 90% of traders fail. So you got like a 90% success rate if you are on the other side of the direction where most people think, right? Fairly simple. I mean, it's not mind-blowing, but we actually take action on it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, you guys might be asking, hey, what's this? What's different about this chart? What is this chart? Can somebody tell us what's up with this chart? What is it? You just go in there and say, hey, what direction are we going? That would be awesome. That is, anything to encourage the other room to reveal their positions is great. If anybody else wants to contribute and be on the retail team, where we'll need some volunteers to go into these shill rooms and ask for volunteers to make their calls. Be like, hey, so do you guys feel like the bias is kind of, we about to go down or we about to go up? Because really all we care about is the next 15 minutes in our world. Okay, so I'm not sure. I had some other trade calls somewhere in here. There was, I think it was an extension of that, and was at 2.23 profit factor, 66% profitable, and I was at my 4K targets before we even got into the 2 o'clock there for the afternoon while watching my little 26-minute show and getting some lunch on, catching up with the crew, and I can't remember what I was talking about in here. I believe I was talking about the distance from, we had this beautiful blue headshot, but how when we went right into this guy, remember the trap. I was talking about this trap. This is a nasty looking trap. So, okay, we're going down. Everybody's thinking we're going down, and boom, boom. These people are completely trapped. We were able to easily take that up and out. That's why I was emphasizing the trap. I had gotten on the microphone at this time. We were talking about it through the room, so I didn't have text with it. So folks coming into the afternoon, 6,500 now for JC. 72% profitable, 5.5 profit factor. Excellent work. And how did we go into the afternoon? We just smashed it. I mean, I need to probably speed this along. We're at 24 minutes. Okay. I'm going to spend 5 minutes completing out the afternoon. 2 major things I'm going to talk about for the afternoon that we discussed. So we talked today about what do we see on the left-hand side of this leg versus what do we see on, let's do it in blue since we are under this proper here, right? So we got a blue leg up this side and we got a red leg down on this side. And I asked the room, like, what do you notice? Well, I can't hit the right button here tonight. Control Z. And we need this one. What we should take note of on the left side. What's up, Clab? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 white crosses up the left-hand side of this. You see this? Right? These white crosses are FLOWMASTERs up the left side. And what is vacant on the right? We have no white crosses, right? I told everybody to make that note before we start getting into the first trade, which is going to be around that 230. Yes, Mr. Atnip, the white crosses all up the side of this beast on the left side and not there on the right. This was collection, 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 which told me we are going to be looking for some more because this guy's got a whole lot of them held up, and as they move this down with low volatility, with low volume through it, that we're going to see some continuation. It's the opposite of what everybody thinks. Everybody's like, oh, look, it didn't have any volume on the way up, or it didn't have any volume on the way down. It's BS, folks. Jim T just got here too. All right, welcome aboard. Yeah, you want to go watch the video. You want to wall back later, but stay with us live now. We'll get some questions answered as we go. This is the first note that we talked about in the room where we were able to establish some of our bias. Now, was it easy right off the bat in the first things? No, in fact, the first 2 trades, small losses. We got caught up in, let me show you where that was, off of a J-hook. First thing we got to read off of was a J-hook. Now, both of those, interestingly enough, I literally got stopped out by 1 or 2 ticks, and then boom, all the way to those. So we were right about what was happening, okay? But again, we need to stay real tight on our first couple of trades off of the 230 ringer, right? And look at Mr. Cook here. This is neat, all right? I haven't seen anybody do this yet. He's got little jewel crystals for his 5 trades. Remember, we have a 5-trade system here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the morning session, and 5 trades for the afternoon session, and you reset and you keep track of that with that. Just a neat little way for us to make sure that we don't overtrade. Fantastic work there, Mr. Cook. I like the innovation and a new take. I kind of use the Trump gold coins, and I used to use Nerf darts. It was kind of fun. I'd shoot them across the room. Fun times. Let's see. So here is me opening up. So we had a J hook going on right here. Let's zoom in big on this because I want you guys to see how, again, from Monday, again, talking about the J hook. Number one, first thing you should see on this screen. What do we see? This should be a very clear J hook to you by now. Okay, if you've been with our crew, coming up, dun dun dun. There's our triple crown. We don't have a fakie leg yet, but remember, a fakie leg is not absolutely required. Some of her missed target by a tick. Yeah, when you miss it by a tick, it happens. You know, it's frustrating. But you know, it's like folding hands in poker. I always tell everybody, like, look, don't sweat folding hands. Okay, you fold it down. Sure, you paid the ante, but don't sweat. Oh, I paid the ante. Doesn't matter. I'd rather that. There's little small ones, because when we smash it, I mean, we absolutely destroyed the end of the day with knowing that we had earnings report, we had our bias set, and we just needed to wait for the opportunity to get it. We heard AlgoBox on the audio just coming in and gave us everything that we needed, and we just smashed at the end of the day, right? No trap though. Let's talk about that. So again, this is advanced, okay? But if you can't see that that's a trap, like, let's back up a minute, okay? So right here, you've got everybody thinking we're coming down, right? And then, oh, okay, we're going down. Great. So everybody is now thinking we're looking short, okay? So what are they going to do when price retraces? If everybody sees this, like, you think back from this moment, if you could cut off the chart right here and you couldn't see any of this, okay? And all you see is this. Most retail traders will feel trapped. Actually, they won't feel trapped. Sorry, they will feel good about okay, the first time, well, I was questioning. It looks like we might go up, but then we get this drop straight down. People think things like, oh man, look how fast and hard it's coming down. It's going down. It's going down. We're going down. Okay. Yeah, good. You're seeing it now? Perfect. So, and again, a lot of people have this question. I've told people this is the hardest thing to manage is a J hook. And I tell you, don't focus on J hooks till well into your 120 days, really maybe 3 to 5 months into our program. Don't let J hook be the first thing you do. Now you can read from the J hook, but take other entries. Do not rely on the J hook for your bread and butter strategies. Remember, your bread and butters are 2 or 3 strategies that are yours that you're mastering first as you come through a program. Okay, J hook is a little advanced, but what you want to do, forget all this on the right. If at the time retailers think that support has been breached, yeah, they'll say things like, oh, look, it broke. They're like, oh, look, we broke the bottom, right? They're like, okay, so any pullback, now what they'll do, they'll hear that, and it sounds real smart. It sounds smart. And that's what's crazy is you want smart people to believe they're correct. And when smart people believe they're correct, but they haven't spent years in the markets, they're wrecked. Okay, when they think they're correct, they're only the last part of that. They are wrecked. Okay, so what happens is they think it's going down, so they'll say, oh, I'm gonna get in on a pullback. Okay, as soon as this pulls back, I'm getting in. Okay, so price starts coming up on them. They're like, okay, okay, I'm gonna short right here. This is the open line. Okay, I'm gonna get short. Okay, so they get short, right? Their first one. Then it moves up on them, like, oh wait, okay, here we go. We got a little leg down. Okay, I'm gonna short it anyway. It's coming against me. No, I can't lose now. Now I'm down $300, $400. No. I'm not gonna let this go. No. So I'll look at. Let me short one more time. Okay, I'll just average in. My average is up here now. Okay, it's cool. Now, why I say they're trapped, they get one opportunity to get out. It moves like this. It really lets them feel like, oh, okay, here we go. They might even add in on that fakey leg and like, okay, now I really got it. But what happens is everybody who's done that, all their stops are, somewhere right here. So when this thing, it rips, those break, and breaks our hearts, and, all the other kind of stuff that happens. Okay. So the J hook is designed to wreck. So anyhow, so this is a J hook. We've got the J hook. Go watch the videos on that specifically, but we know we've got a J hook right here. We did have a trap. Okay. Remember, a trap is, yeah, absolutely have to have a trap. Yeah. From here to here, you could tell they're looking short. We got a curve, right? They're thinking they're right. And then, nope. The sound effects are free, people. They're free. You're welcome. Okay. Yes, I have a sick sense of humor. Let's move on. So, we've got target 1 right here for a J hook. Okay, target 1, target 2, target 3 on a J hook. Now, we talked about from Monday, depending on how we approach target 1 will determine whether or not we're actually going back down. Okay, I really don't care if a J hook actually goes up or not. We've got to play for both directions as it plays out. But I taught you guys on Monday in real detail how I read those. And we wanted, first, I'm going to go ahead and test this and see if we're going to rock up there. We had a nice ladder up above us as well for that target. So, wouldn't be much to sweat it. My first trade there was trying to catch this up top. It did go pretty close to my target, but no, this first one was ended up coming back, and I closed out pretty quick. Maybe lost about 6 ticks on this trade. So we're looking for it. We had the green dot that showed us, looked like we could go straight up. So here we go. We got really excited when we got the headshot. Okay, there's a headshot, like, oh, sweet, awesome. So I add to my position. Okay, so I'm at a full position here. I'm taking a full position, and if this is like, you know, our 3 target J hook, this thing is going straight up, great. Okay, fantastic. So that was the original plan, but plans change, and this thing missed my target by just a few tick hairs and ended up turning back down and having to close out that position. So gave us the leg up, and it ends up faking me out, coming down, and again, I'm stopping out as we go past that cross right there. Okay, so it comes in a little bit deep, but then this is what I said. Remember how I said I got stopped out by a tick? Yeah, because no, it ends up, you know, faking the guys going up this way, faking them down this way, ends up going, where is this? What is this? Everybody should identify these 2 lines. What is that right there? That's your J-hook perfect entry, is it not? That is the perfect entry for a J-hook. So technically I could have gotten back into that position, but remember, we had a bias to the short side from my previous mention of that big curve from before, top side, bottom side. So I'm already thinking that, and I believe MACV was also red at this time, so I could not just full force go for this trade. Okay. So now we were going to have to wait and see how it got to target 1. Now, because it already made, like, okay, attempt 1, attempt 2, nope, attempt 3, not getting there, we have now a fairly lengthy J hook, right? So if the leg is starting here, look how far out this is. So this means that this was not easily punching to target 1. And what are my rules on that? What I talked about on Monday is if it gets to target 1 easily and quickly, basically what that means, gets there easily, quickly, then we are continuing on to 2 and to 3. However, if it does not, I am actually looking for a short back down, and I will target 1 and target 2 at least. And if the runners come and the thing starts going, you have a great opportunity to smash on this one as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and progress through. I know I'm taking too much time to go through that, but I hope you guys are learning something from it. We eventually do come up and through, and Matthias has the 2-finger on his lower thing. It just reminds me again, I need to add it. I love seeing this. So he's showing a 2-finger projection on top of his lower time frames, which is amazing. Love it. And this does give the breakdown, fake down into it, and goes straight back up and goes into targets 1. So now we start readjusting and talking about our positions. But we had a perfect signal to tell us we're not going higher, right? What's that right there? Pop quiz. What does a double cross mean? Pop quiz. Also talked about on Monday. Double cross right on top of each other, real close to each other in the same price point. What are we doing as we progress into an area and 2 crosses? Let's see who gets those correct here tonight from our trainings. So we had the double crosses. Yes, Charles, reverse. You're automatically thinking reverse. You're thinking reverse. Let me show you what else we had coming in. Matthias showed it right here. What do we do with an up 2-finger inside of the golden ropes? We also reverse. Yes, so all you guys calling the reverses, yes, we are stopping and reversing. We are like, hold up. We're reversing here. So if we come through this area and we start to getting the opposite colored bars, we're getting the opposite direction, and we sure enough did. Now, everybody was starting to scream up. In fact, I looked over at the retard room, and they were looking for longs at this point. And people were like, oh, nope, looks like we're going long. Okay, yeah, looking long. So on top of that, I never really want to be on their side. Now, at some point, like I've always said, a broken clock, everybody knows this, broken clock is is right twice a day. So they're not always wrong, okay? They would have stopped trading a long time ago if everything they ever traded was wrong, okay? So sometimes they're going to be right. But when we get a signal on top of that that's in opposition to what they're doing, then we know. So they were calling longs, and we got the double cross, and we had an up 2-finger. So what do? I'm looking short. Okay, so here's me. I'm getting short. I'm now full position, 16 contracts as I build into that position, and I'm spreading out my targets, and I'm ready. I've got a target down here for my PRZ big target, and we've got a green dot right here starting to pierce. Okay, so I go ahead and start to get short. Now again, yes, we went up a little bit, right? And what I tell you guys though, as soon as I start to see it and we break through that double cross, I was going to add to my position to get short. Okay, this is one of our big trades of the day right here. And All right, so on top of this, who posted this screenshot? This is amazing. I did not have this up because I was trading a 2 setup. Oh no, I should have. I could have had this. Oh, this is a 20. Okay, excellent work. So I appreciate whoever posted this in. Matthias, my hero. So Matthias showing that we also had, that's essentially a headshot pink, and I didn't even know that was helping, but that was helping us out. And this is the MES. So another thing. So I don't know why I didn't have it. It's the MES. So that is the micro of the ES, but these are directly correlated, right? Tick for tick. When you get a setup here, they correlate. So appreciate him posting that in. Added confidence to my position, and we started to ride this beast down. I can't remember if I added there or not. No, but look what started to show up. You see that beautiful ladder? You just want to climb down the ladder. We talked about this on Monday, right? Beautiful. So we just wait, there she goes. Now I get really nutsy. Okay, so oh no, I did take target 1, and then let's see, that would have been half my position 8, and then I added more. So this is where I start to work my position. And I've showed you guys before how that works, and that confuses a lot of new people, but basically we're working the position now that it's moving our direction. So I'm taking off contracts, putting on contracts. So we have a concept called half on, half off add. You'll learn that in your final set of 120 days. Basically after your 90-day mark, you'll be looking to do some of this. Here's a spot to add right here. I don't think I added, it ended up moving so quick on me, but this is another spot to add right here for the red dot. So red dot plus, what's that right there? This is called double king timing, right? I think everybody in here who's here now should know this. If you don't know that that's double king timing, type me a 2. If you know that's double king timing after we pass through all this, type me a 1. At this point, I hope I see a whole bunch of 1s, but if we see some 2s, that's okay. Just know that you need to know this. A red dot right past a king timing, you want to smash that button. Okay. Now at the same time, if you're listening in our audio room, we also have audio firing off. You'll hear the sound of the tape, and at the time it was like you could just hear the big selling coming in on the tape, and it was an easy drop into that area. While I'm sure at some point everybody's like, you know, they thought I was there. So there were some people in our room, and I know what they were thinking, right? And if that's you, you know who I'm talking to. I think one guy's name was iNoodle. iNoodle. Okay, dude. Go get your iPad and learn from Daddy, okay? But Mr. iNoodle, I think, got frustrated with the fact that he couldn't believe I was going short right here. And I'm pretty sure we smashed that out. Everybody's getting short on this now, so everybody's jumping in on this party. I'm fairly certain everybody was smashing this trade. JC's on it, Tin Man, Crazy Dog. At this point, I think this is my 5th trade. I think that's why I was showing that, or maybe it was my 4th trade. I think it was my 4th trade, actually. And, because there was another one. We caught another big one there at the end. And this is us talking through how we knew that one was going to hit. End of day. So we also knew, this is Ryu, thank you for putting in that wedge. It helped us to know we were basically approaching the end. And then when we did, we were either doing this or this. All we got to do is wait for the signal at that point, right? So excellent work on working that through. Now, we caught that big dog. I'm at double bonus day. Now this was neat. Ryu even was able to take this back up, double headshot, double crosses, and targets up, and he locked in that profit. Excellent work. At that point, I was not quite brave enough to go the opposite way, and I think I was working and trying to hold out for my 5th position on the 350. So 330, we waited till 330 to take that position. Again, because earnings report day. What am I doing on earnings report day? We are trading toward the golden ropes at the end of the day, because earnings reports, I mean, talk about the big picture of why this happens, why it works. Institutions are the ones who control the money. We know that. Yes, institutions, and let's just talk about like who that is. Institutions. All right, that's not that right. Institution, yeah, it looks weird. All right, so institutions, these guys, these are your 401k movers, right? Those type of big guys. They just big money has to make your moves. It's earnings report day. What happens if some crazy companies have bad earnings, right? Surprises happen, okay? It's very risky. And of course, there's a huge reward there too, okay? But I'll tell you what happens. You're a trader on the floor, you're an analyst, and you've made the call that, look, we're going to buy Apple today. your head's on the line if you decided to buy Apple, okay? Now, if the price of Apple is like going, and it's up here, and you buy right here, okay? And for some reason, Apple earnings miss, okay? And here's you got your job, and you're like, I'm the analyst. I'm like, yeah, we're buying here, right? And it's earnings day, and that they have a nasty whatever, and it does this, you've lost your job, okay? You're done. You're done for. You're done. Out. You'll probably never work in this industry again if you do that in one of these institutions, okay? So, they are trained to work the position back to the main moving averages, which are what? Let's get the yellows here. The golden ropes, okay? We got 2 of them. Just so I can control Z this, I'm going to just do it like this, okay? The price needs to be in the golden ropes. Nobody's going to get fired for buying the 50 or the 200, okay? So Johnny Trader, Apple analyst, okay? He's going to keep his job if they say, oh, well, I bought it at the 50. Oh, okay. Nice job, Tom. Well, yeah, it happens sometimes, no problem. But you buy it up here, it's your butt, okay? So we take advantage of that at the end of a day on an earnings report day, particularly 6 of those days, right? 3 the week before, 3 this week. We will trade this every time. Now, if the golden ropes are below us, we are trading short. If the golden ropes are above us, we are trading long. Makes sense? Very easy. We did this at the end of the day, and that is how we also got our bias to smash the end of the day trade. This was an easy one. Had to take that. Come on. We got, what is that called? What's that? Pop quiz. You guys should know what that is. Now, I didn't just do one contract here. I'm sure I was already contracts off. How many contracts did I get on this? I think I got 2 I still think I was like 6. Yeah, it was a 6. Not a great entry. I could have gotten better. I should have been closer in, so I give myself my own critiques. I should have gotten closer in on that, but I kind of wanted that extra confirmation, I guess. And I was already done with my 5 trades on the day at that point, so now it's like bonus money, everything we did on that. But what is that trade called? Let's see what everybody knows. Exiting all the way down there. We got the double timelines, and here we go for the final trade of the day, just starting to smash. Like, at this time of day, what time was it? Yeah, 10 minutes. So the final 10 minutes, you just started to hear Harmonidot. There we go. Look at all these guys. HMD. Yes, HMD. That's our short for Harmonidot. Excellent work, Mr. Atnip, our founder club member. HMD. That is an HMD short play. Makes it very, very easy to get a pinpoint entry location with low heat. Excellent work. Now, this entry, I didn't get in big, but at this point, we started hearing on the tape, right? It was just a tape. This little crossover point originally kind of caught me. I was like, okay, oh, well, maybe we're going back up a bit. I heard him coming in, and then when I saw it smash down, closed out that position quickly, and we started getting short, and you just started to hear it come in on the tape, and it was obliteration time. And pretty much everybody started smashing this trade as the trade just started to pour off to the lows, and then there was a bounce in there somewhere, but it was just a complete smash after even the up move. It was just like sell it, smash it, and that was a beauty. And then of course we had everybody kind of posting in their results for the end of the day. 9K for JC, smashing it. I was right at about the 9K mark. I think I was 95, 9.5. Excellent work for the crew. Post that out there on Twitter if you guys want to go take a peek at the details on some of that. We are at about 45 minutes, so I think that was a good training session here tonight. Let me get in the last 15 minutes. Hang tight. I'm going to do some Ask Vinny questions sections. There were some good questions that kind of came through there that we want to kind of go through and hit. And so on the left, if you guys want to hear me answer stuff in detail over here on the left, go to Ask Vinny questions, and you can put them here. So some of those, let's go up here. Last week, anti-mirror. Let's talk about this one. NinjaTrader said, we're talking about the anti-mirror. Can you explain more? Yes. So this is, hold on, let me get this little drawing thing off my screen. One moment. Lock preview. There we go. And now I can go blank screen. All right. So if you ever been watching on a chart, on the same chart, one single chart. This happens on one chart, and you're going to get a move that kind of, let's see what kind of example do I want to do. Let's do a, So this, I'm trying to remember what example it was from that week, but follow the example here. I'm going to draw a little line right here as a division. What you can see to the left and what you can see to the right of this section. What people will tend to do is they're seeing this and they're like, their question comes right here, right? Everybody is always on the far right side of their chart, and they're asking themselves what comes next. Okay, what are we going to do right here? Okay, now this is a pretty exaggerated example. This may not be the greatest example. The one that we had that day was a perfect one. The anti-mirror is like this. Most traders who are new, these are brand new traders coming to the markets, and everything is about identifying patterns, and they will find patterns, and especially if they're close by. What happens is it's the close by factor, right? They're like, oh, look, oh, look, this just happened, right? Oh, look, it's doing it again. Oh, this is gonna double bottom, and we're gonna go up again. Okay, I'm gonna get long right here. You see, you follow the logic, and it makes sense. It makes sense. That's why it's not gonna work. Which makes no sense. But it makes all the sense in the world to those of us who know and have been around the markets for a while. So anti-mirror. Right here, picture a mirror on the left side. If you see a pattern that is identical to the one that you're currently seeing, and it is nearby, okay, so these are the key features here. If a repeating pattern is nearby within one chart, okay, if you can see it on one chart. Now, I don't want you having to scroll way back to the left and be like, oh, look, it's over there, so it's over. No, but if it's nearby, like on one single chart, you can see a pattern that's showing up right here, and then a pattern that's showing up over here. Now, again, I don't teach this as a strategy in a room, but somebody said it the other day because I was like picking out why I also enhanced my entry for a position that was coming on was oftentimes when you see a anti-mirror scenario where it's like, oh, it looks just like that one, so this is going to happen. It's literally anti that. It's not going to do that. In fact, right now, on a position like this, I would be going, there is no way this thing is popping back up again like that, okay? I am going to get short, okay? That's as simple as it is, okay? Everybody understand the anti-mirror? If you have questions on it, pop them in here. Give me a 1 if you get that scenario, but it's as simple as if you see a pattern repeat, it's nearby, do the opposite of what it happened in the previous one, okay? Don't think it's going to happen again the way that it happened in the next one. Okay, and you're like, ooh, I identified a pattern. I see it right there. I see it right here. Ooh, I know what it's gonna do. Okay, retailers get sucked into that. It happens. They put all their money on the line. They just get liquidated, and the position goes the opposite direction. This is what happens. Okay, that is the anti-mirror. Next question. Been seeing a lot of the PRZ lately. Oh, PRZ ladders lately. Okay, can you talk about their strength versus regular PRZs and what they are predicting? Yeah, so we covered this a little bit on Monday again, but those PRZ ladders, we have one nearby. No, here's what I'd say on this one. To answer this question, go back to Monday's video and look at the examples from it, but I'll give this. The question is, why don't you take it as an actual PRZ? So you see a potential reversal zone, which you would think, okay, it's going to reverse there. But when they are laid on top of each other and they look like a ladder, which give a little quick diagram on what that might look like. PRZ is nice and long like this, and you see some ladder rungs in there. You kind of see it looks like this a little bit, and they're not usually perfect, so you might see like a couple, especially like this, where it's all kind of gathered up in a piece. Okay. The idea on this, as price comes and is going to be showing up a pattern, there's going to be a bunch of harmonic patterns that kind of complete in this entire zone from top to bottom. Okay. Well, these, from this perspective and the way that price is approaching it, you know that these are going to turn green, right? So you're thinking, okay, so as we go into these, I'm looking for a long. That's the natural instinct. And the reason that I taught the ladder this way is because if up here, I get a red dot as price comes into it, and we start to get short here, what you're going to think, oh, jackknife, okay, yeah, I'll talk about that one as well. Please remind me before we stop this one. Let's go ahead and talk about jackknife tonight as well. Just get them all off the plate. Okay. All we want to do is climb down the ladder. Okay, don't think about, forget the green thing. That's what I want you to learn from that from Monday was don't think long. Okay. If you get that red, take the entry and push your targets out deep down inside. Do not go long until down here. If you get to this last one, the actual PRZ is down here. This is what I want you to envision. But you can take this as a target all the way down. Okay. Now, you're still not just taking a long here at this spot, but if we get a setup, let's say that it's a king timing. Okay, king timing line, maybe a blue dot. On a king timing, comes in, and we're down here, and we're inside of a PRZ. Yeah. Okay, now I want to get long. Okay, but don't get hung up in here. Okay, this is like maybe a good term to repeat is the fiddle in the middle. Don't try to get cute and don't try to get long inside the middle of that ladder. Okay, once you're climbing down the ladder, you need to stay on it. It's a good way to example it. Now, is it every time? No. I saw one today that kind of went in a little bit and actually kind of zipped back out, and these all disappeared. And if that happens, hey, you know, no sweat, right? Another thing, like especially on the audio, right? If you hear the audio come in hard, that's a good place to do it. So a ladder is almost a plover without the cross. There you go, Jim. That's a great way to look at it. Yeah, like a plover without a cross. So the plover would be the entry. You need an entry. I don't care if it's a red dot, if it's a white cross. Twice within the last couple days, I have heard the audio just smashing in from the FLOWMASTER audio box going, and I start getting in on that, and I know that I can ride down into that ladder, right? So I can kind of get an estimate on how far out. So maybe rather than take my first target at 10 ticks, I'm pushing that out to 15, 25. Okay, because I want to ride down that ladder. At least I'm going to give it a shot. Make sense? What's up, Mr. Cook? Good to see you. I think I used some of your cool stuff here tonight, so roll back the tape when we're done, and you'll enjoy it. We did a lot of good training tonight. Next question was, can you please explain what comes after a middle finger? Okay, so the middle finger, we talked about this a little bit today. The middle finger is a market's coming in, and we go up, and you're like, okay, you come back, maybe you get an entry thing, and it just comes, maybe one little oomph, but okay, this is a middle finger, and it usually is pretty obvious. The middle finger comes from thinking about like this one big thing going up and down. Okay, if you get caught in it, there's nothing you can do. And he's asking what happens afterwards. That's why it's such a middle finger. It's like you're kind of effed if you try to play. You don't know. Now, the only exception to that is a Richie play. Okay, the Richie, if you learn the Richie, there is this kind of looks like a Richie the way that I drew this. So, you know, then we would, for Richie, we are looking for the up move, but this can go both directions. That's why I say basically just avoid. Okay, if you see this, just be like, take a timeout, go do some push-ups. All right, unless it's a Richie, which it's a very specific play. Okay, if you get caught up here on one of those, just always think, oh shoot, we're coming down. Like, don't get tricky. Do not try to be a hero and be like, oh, I'm just gonna add to my position and it'll move up a little bit and then I'll just close out my position right here, okay? Because this thing is gonna just go like this, and look, you're just gonna lose a crap load of money if you do it. All right, and the middle finger play is just a safety mechanism to just go. If you see that forming, just get away from it, run. Okay, it's like seeing an angry, well, more like seeing a little baby cub going to pick it up, and then all of a sudden you see the baby mama come up on a grizzly. You're gonna die. Okay. Okay. We could have called it the grizzly bear, I guess might be a more appropriate name, but run. Okay, just run. Drop what you're doing, stop it, get away. For minutes, okay. Vinny, does 10, 10, 10, 30 no trade zone also apply to two finger salute? Very easy way to answer that. There are no exceptions. 10, 10 to 10, 30. No two fingers either. Barry had some great questions. I think this is specific to Barry. So Barry, I'll come and ask and answer these for you specifically. But yeah, he had a lot of good questions there in that, and I will answer that. Is there a video on the 16 range you have on NT8? What's the purpose of it? So the reason I've been on NT8 is simply that I'm in the middle of conversion. Matthew, thanks for the explanation. I was really lost when you said middle finger. Okay. Yeah. You know, it's just run. up down move, and it's straight and smooth. There's no way to bail out of it. You're not going to get a fakie leg. You're not going to get a relief leg out of it. It's bad. Just avoid. Get out as quickly as possible. In the middle of conversion, can you go over Lunchbot, maybe an overview? That one's going to take a whole video, so I won't go into that one, and we are right at 58 minutes, so just under 1 hour. Thanks for hanging with us here tonight, folks. If you hung with us, smack yourself on the back, say high five. Thanks for listening to me the whole hour there, and smash that like button for me as well. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out. For me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang. I'm sitting out that big H-Town. See ya.